Welcome to 3 Talk. Do you think people are watching you or talking about you? Do you find it difficult to leave the house? Are you so shy you can't look someone in the eye? You could be suffering from a social phobia, also known as social anxiety disorder. This is the 3rd largest psychological problem in the world. If you are someone with a social phobia, call us on 086 2233 303. Welcome Sarah Blackmore and Sonia Sharino, who both suffer from social phobias. Ladies, thank you very much for coming in. If I may start with you, Sarah, how can you best describe the condition that you have?
It's an extreme shyness. You don't want to talk to anyone. You're scared if you say anything that they're going to laugh at you or think that you're saying something stupid. So you rather say nothing. You rather just keep quiet.
Yeah.
And that, some people interpret that as you being rude and not wanting to talk to them. But it's actually you don't know how to talk to them.
And when did this start for you?
Mainly when I was a teenager. You know, when you're a teenager, you're shy naturally anyway. But I find it hard to make friends and hard to open up to people and just go chat to even people my own age. Not just, you know, authority figures, just normal people, normal peers I couldn't talk to.
And for you, Sonia, how would you best describe the condition that you have?
Well, I didn't have it in my teenage years. I didn't suffer at all. I was as wild as anything. But in my 20s, that's when it hit me.
Yeah.
I had a panic attack. It just hit me suddenly, and it just got worse and worse. And every time I was with people, around people, especially people I didn't know, I just felt this fear coming on. And it was what she was saying. Basically, you can't talk to them. You just get tongue-tied. You just don't know what to say. You think they laugh at you, they look at you funny, or they scrutinize you. You feel humiliated, embarrassed. And the only thought you have is, how do I get out of this room? You just want to run. And if you're at a dinner, you can only use the toilet so many times, and then it starts to look stupid. So,
so basically what you were doing is any time and every time you were in a situation where there's more than one people, or even just one extra person beside you, you wouldn't want to be in that situation.
Yes, yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I just wanted to be alone, because I couldn't even talk to one person.
Yeah.
You know.
Would it be the same, Sarah, if you were at home, or was it only with strangers that you felt this anxiety?
It wasn't really at home. It was really mainly when I leave the house and when it's go outside the maybe comfort zone, you could call it.
Yeah.
And not just new people, I mean school friends, people you see every day. You don't want to talk up in a group because you're scared they're going to laugh at you.
Yeah.
So it's people you see every day. It's not just strangers.
So if you were, for instance, give me an example of a typical day when you were at your absolute worst, when you were suffering from the social anxiety disorder.
Well, it would definitely be a school day because I didn't have many friends, because obviously friends are important to you when you're at school, and because you're so shy, I would go to school, not have many people to talk to. Then there would be, say, a group project, and that would be my worst day, because now I know I have to communicate in a group, and I would think about it the whole day and feel very anxious the whole day.
Yeah.
So.
And for you, a typical very, very bad day?
A very, very bad day would be when we'd have to go to a formal dinner and I have to make small talk to people that I didn't know. Like sometimes my husband gets invited to these business dinners and there's ministers and ambassadors. I would have stomach cramps weeks before the dinner and try anything to get out of it because I just didn't feel adequate enough. I said, you know, I would enter the room hiding behind him and I wouldn't even know what to say to people. And like she said, it comes over as being rude, or you hide in a corner and try not to say anything, but people come up to you and then you say, oh, excuse me, I need to use the toilet or something. You come up with an excuse.
So immediately someone tries to approach you would run away?
No, because I can't breathe straight away.
Yeah.
I just feel like somebody's grabbing my neck.
But it got so bad with you, Sonia, that you wouldn't leave the house at some stage.
In the end, yeah. The last 3 months was
Tell
so
me
bad
about those 3 months.
That I literally lived in bed and I just didn't get out of bed. I just stayed in bed day in, day out. I got up to get my kids ready. I just existed. I ate and I slept. That was it. I didn't do anything with my children. I didn't shop. I didn't cook. I have a cook. He did everything. He ran the household. He did the shopping for us. He did everything. I couldn't do anything. And the kids in the end even said, but Mum, you're always in bed, you're always sick, what's wrong with you? And I couldn't explain it. I didn't know what was wrong with me. And when I did get up, I felt dizzy, I felt I was going to faint. So I, with my medical book, started now to diagnose myself, you know, oh, must have got a brain tumor, must have got some heart condition or something. I was thinking the worst, you know. Yeah.
And what made you come to South Africa?
Well, basically my husband, I think he just had enough. He said, I want my wife back, and the children wanted their mum. So one day we just jumped on a plane and we went to see a neurologist because the dizziness was really and the palpitations, that was the worst part. So I went to see the neurologist expecting to hear I've got the brain tumor. I was prepared. I even told my husband who must look after which children. You can get married again. I had it all planned out. I was dying and, you know, he needed to take care of the family. And the neurologist said, I can't find anything. He said, let me send you to the cardiologist. And he couldn't find anything. And that is when Dr. Jiva came into my life because they both agreed that I needed to see a psychiatrist at this stage. And he just turned my life around.
And we will be speaking to Dr. Jiva that Sonia has just mentioned. We will be speaking to him. So if you have a social phobia as well, you can give us a call and you can speak to him a little later on in the show. Sarah, and how is it possible if you are so afraid or were afraid of people? Now, I can imagine, I mean, it's terrifying for me being on television every day. It is absolutely terrifying. I can imagine that for you, it should be, but you are so relaxed, you are so comfortable, you got into the makeup room, you spoke to the makeup artist, you spoke to me, chatted to everybody, and you didn't seem to have any anxiety at all.
Well, I think it's because I've worked through my anxiety. I think for me it was also growing up, realizing that I do have important things to say. No one's going to think I'm stupid, and that I just had to force myself to take the first step, go seek help, and show myself that I am worth speaking to other people and there's nothing wrong with me.
Yeah. How did you find it in the workplace? Because it's one thing being at school and not being able to do a project and, you know, say, yes, teacher, I know the answer to that. But in a workplace, first you've got to go for interviews. How was your first interview?
Well, by that stage, I'd already almost sorted myself out and gained some self-confidence. So I don't know what happened. I just said to myself, well, you need to do this. You can't live like this for the rest of your life. So I just went and I had the interview and I got the job, and it's almost like something changed. I just decided that I'm going to be a worthwhile person and that I'm not going to be scared all the time to speak to people. And for me, I think it was also a mindset change. And you know, with the help of therapy and medication, that all helped me.
What kind of medication did you go on?
You get anxiety medication, which helps, like, target specifically your anxiety and helps, like, it doesn't numb you, but it just minimizes the anxious feelings. And
so do you have to be on that medication every single day of